Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on with everybody tonight? We're coming at you tonight from our studios here, Artists in Progress, and we're going to be talking about some cool things. You know what to do when you reach the point of failure, or how to get a little bit over that artist block. And with me, of course, I have Brian, aka Mantlebeard.
How you
What's up?
doing, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, boss? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. And we also have another co-star, co-host. We have Brandon, aka Chaos Within Studios. Welcome in, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Awesome,
Pretty
awesome,
good.
awesome. What's new with you guys? Anything fun, fancy, and exciting?
I'm just working on a commission for somebody's wedding, and
Nice.
that's going on currently.
What about you, Brian? How you doing today, buddy? What's going on? What's new?
Um, I got a little bit more sleep last night.
Hey, all right, that's good. That's good news. A
Big
little bit of extra
accomplishment.
sleep. Yeah, it's huge. It's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad to hear.
And looks like I think the Muppet cover is probably going to go to press relatively soon.
Nice.
As soon as we pick out like what we're going to do with it, but I
Heck yeah,
think
dude.
everything is done and on my part. Now I just need to get it prepared and sent off.
Prepared, funded, and sent. Heck yeah, dude. That's exciting,
Funding
man.
yeah, funding's the big.
Yeah, right. Money, money, money. It's expensive being a creator. That's for sure. That is for sure, man. Well, I am just coming off of the kids' baseball game. Quite an eventful game. We won. This was great. And yeah, it was fun. The daughter got a little boo boo on her head. I don't know what's going on with that. She fell at some point. I have no idea. And yeah, it's just been kind of a hectic week. I've been kind of not feeling great. I'm kind of coming right out of like I don't know, like 24, 48 hour flu thing. So I'm glad I'm kind of back on my feet. Just got a little bit of just a little bit of exhaustion and a little headache, but we're going full force. We're at it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about some cool stuff tonight. Um, sorry. We were gonna have a guest on. Unfortunately, that kind of fell through for this week. So we're gonna reschedule her for a show. I don't know, probably in the next month or so. And we'll have a good time with that though. And we have some more guests coming up next week and the week after, so looking out for that. So we're really excited. We got a lot going on, and yeah. So let's. I guess we can just kind of dive right into our segment tonight. I will give a quick shout out. Tonight's quiz questions are brought to you by Brian. In the theme of a movie that just came out, so you guys will find out once we get to that.
Yep.
So thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, buddy.
Sure.
And
Absolutely. I haven't seen the movie, so it doesn't really have anything to do with the movie.
yeah,
for
yeah.
the subject, I guess.
No spoilers, which is good. We're not no spoilers here. We're a no spoilers army, or whatever you want to say. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. Where are we here? I'm on the wrong stream. So tonight we're gonna be looking at breaking through our block and some things that we've done in the past and breaking through some a little bit of like how we break things down and how we've done it before and how we do it now and a little bit of that. So we'll see how the night takes us. It's going to be, this will be an interesting topic. I actually have some sketchbooks prepared. Brandon, I know I kind of was like threw this together for you last minute and sent you the link. I apologize. So totally up to you if you want to chime in. If you got something available you want to show, but you want to talk, we just want to talk about it. It's fine too.
Okay.
But so art block is something we all have a problem with, we all struggle with. And Brian thought that'd be a good topic, and we have a couple more topics coming up soon, so I'm really excited about that. And I think if I had somebody tell me some of the things that I know now 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, I would probably be a much better artist. I would be much further in my career than I am. I tell you that, because the amount of time the artist block has stopped me from continuing something or doing something that I knew I could do, but I just had that mental block in my head, or even sometimes a physical block that I just couldn't get it out on paper. That if I knew some of these things that I'm going to talk about tonight, and hopefully you guys have your own 2 cents, that I would be much further. Yeah, I'd be able to get through things much faster. So do you guys have any times that you have run into artist block, and if you want to talk about it, and then we can kind of go from there. Brandon, I'll give you the floor first, buddy.
Yeah, me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do run into it every once in a great while, especially if I'm like at a convention or I'm preparing for one, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I don't know what I should draw. Normally, my go-to is who's the voice actors that are there, and then I'll try to go for something that's that. But like, if I'm doing my own thing, right? Especially for like a book that I want to do for me, or if this project we're going to be working on, um, I always look to people, just in general. If I like, we go to the mall, we go to Walmart and everything, and like, you always see fascinating people as they're walking
Yeah.
by. That's why I
Right.
wish we could still go to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning, but we can't do that anymore because that is the time when you could find a comic book character for sure.
Those sketchy characters.
Yeah.
Walmart in the middle of the night. I don't know. You get there early enough, you'll get them. You'll see. You'll still see them. They're there.
Right. But I mean, other than people, like sometimes I'll do weird things too. Like I'll drop my pencil on the paper and see what kind of squiggle mark it makes and try to go from there and try to make something out of it. And sometimes it turns into a cool character, or sometimes it turns into, oh man, maybe I should have done that, and just spark your interest a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good
It's
one,
just
man.
some things, yeah.
Brian, what about you, boss? You have any
Cool
instances where you're like, you've ran into artist block, and you're like, ah,
I have that right now.
you have it now?
Um,
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, not right now, but I mean, I have it. I'm experiencing it. Maybe it has to do with the sleep deprivation, but like I'm
Oh yeah.
experiencing this stage, or this period of time where I don't know what I want to create. Except, I guess there's things that I know what I'm going to be putting energy into,
Yeah.
like upcoming books and whatnot, and creating characters and concept designs for that. But right now it's just kind of like if you just want to doodle, if you just want to create something, if you just want to have something you sketch out and post somewhere so people know that you're still alive.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that's really coming to me. It's like there's nothing that's like, unlike other times where I keep seeing something, and it it turns into I really want to do this kind of thing, whether it's a mashup, whether it's I just watched a cool movie and I want to draw that character, just something. And I don't know, maybe it has to do with like my frame of thinking is different ever since I started working on the comic. I started
Mm.
thinking more sequentially, more about panels, more about telling a story. And so I kind of fell away from the one shot, the pinup look, the single image kind of thing. I detrained my brain from thinking in those terms, and
Yeah.
it's about falling into a zone. But yeah, right now it's just like, there's just nothing that's like really singing out at me of like create that thing.
Yeah. I gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna kind of ingest that today and kind of talk about that. And it's great. We kind of have a what's happening now. I can also say from experience, it's been several times. So like earlier on in my career, it was the artist block came as the form of I didn't know how to do something, so I got decision fatigue from trying to figure things out, and I would just
Yep.
end up in this mental state of block that I could not break out of, where nothing I did was like helping at all, and then I would just always go back to doing the same thing. And then I've also have instances where kind of similar, right? Like you're kind of going through something physically that kind of is altering your state of mind, where you're kind of like, man, I'm just really not like in the zone to create something right now. And those are the hardest ones to break out of, I think, and I think we all have those, and I think it's okay to have those moments. But I think there are ways around it, and with some things that we could talk about.
Hmm.
And then, but you're right. Like the sequential thing kind of has changed the way that I also do things a little bit, in the sense of now when I do a piece, I have to figure out what's the story there, what's the story behind it, and that sometimes kind of prevents me from doing a piece just because of that. But I don't know if I would call
Yeah.
that specifically necessary artist block, because I am working through it. I'm working through the story of it. So yeah, no, definitely. I think these are all great points, and we have lots of things to talk about, lots of things to feed on tonight. Should be great.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about some things. So Brandon, what have you found usually breaks you out of it when you're like, is it just going to Walmart and drawing something up, or
Yeah. I mean, I got kids and a wife. Sometimes I catch them in a thing where I'm like, wow, you know what? I never thought about somebody moving like that. When kids fall down, that's my moment to go, yes, you can fall like that. And then, obviously run over and make sure they're okay.
yeah,
But like, especially, and not to get sappy or nothing about it, like the way my wife picks something up or she's planting a flower, that helps me when I go, in this spot, and any kind of sequential art I'm doing now, I'm like, and that's how you would pick something up so someone else can see it from that angle. So I use everything I can see, but like the biggest thing that gets me really out of it, like out of like thinking about should I do this or should I not do this, or is today the day to draw? Music is like my go-to, and it depends on what the music is. On you know when I was doing my spider punk piece, I was actually listening to Lux Eterna by Metallica, and I was like, man, this is really cool, and I started sketching the whole thing out to the rhythm of it. But I mean, it's weird. Like I incorporate a lot of music into a lot of things that I do anyway, but I play guitar and I have that, groove or rhythm. It helps me, you know. But if it works for me, it might work for others. It might not.
yeah. Brian, what about you, boss?
I think like I was going back through some older pieces, and because one of the things that I was thinking about as far as like an angle to this is also, um if there's things that you like you said, like you need the draw, but you have like doubt about how well you do it,
Yeah,
and so you kind of procrastinate in get like diving into it and creating it. And like now I'm kind of, there's things about creating the sequential art that's like different poses for people, or there's a lot more women I have to draw, which is like a weak spot for me. And backgrounds, like
This
like
is.
I'm 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 trying to get more comfortable with backgrounds. I think I'm getting a little bit better at embracing the challenge of kind of building out an interesting background. Um, but I was looking back at some earlier pieces and like just kind of looking at some of the stuff that was cartoony and just feeling that vibe of like those things are just so fun to do, and I think that's one thing I need to kind of dabble back into is just like I have like these I did a lot of kaiju stuff, and it was just about playing with shapes. It was less about making them look exactly like the thing that it's supposed to be, and more just like creatively doing stuff with lines and form and things like that. And
Right.
looking at those kind of creates that feeling in me of like, this looks fun. Maybe I should do more of this again and just kind of play around with just taking a figure, could be, I don't know, could be anything, could be, Predator or something, and just doing it more in a certain style. So it's more playful. It's playing around with shapes and
Yeah,
giving it a unique look.
yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And before we go into a little bit further, we have our other co-guest, co-star, Michael Bamf Art. What's up, dude?
How's it going, guys?
Pretty
Hey,
good,
sound
man.
good.
Welcome
Welcome.
in.
The one
Yeah,
I
welcome in for
found.
about 5 minutes before it craps out. Sure, let's see what happens.
Well, hey, we're happy to have you here, buddy, and it's good to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're I don't know how much you've heard so far, but we're kind of talking about some of the things that as some of the situations we've been in where we've had artist block, and then we're kind of gonna dive in a little bit and digest of like some things that we've done to get out of it. So you want to speak on your spot before I go?
Yeah, sure. Artist block, it sucks.
Doesn't it?
I think I've had artist block at one point in time in my life for like years. It wasn't just like a week or two or anything like that. It's like I didn't pick up a pencil for about like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
And so I think really the thing that just kind of I think it's just like anything. Just have your fuel, whether it's food, whether it's exercise, whether it's getting outside in life, hiking, doing something different. Try to spike the adrenaline in one way, shape, or form. That usually helped me out a lot with, I think, like music once in a while kind of kicks in. Depends on the music, depends on the mood. Uh, Soundtracks always kind of help things out dependent on the genre that you're drawing. Same thing, genre of metal or sorry, music. It's kind of to where I default to. Um, and just like again, it's whether it's digesting content, as far as like if you're into comics, if you're into artwork, if you're into sports, if you're into whatever, it can all really kind of help out, And then of course the sitting down, looking at a blank piece of paper, and just start moving your pencil, your pen, um, and just allow yourself to screw up for about a half hour, an hour, 2 hours, and then the next day, you like walk back and you're like, oh hey, yeah, I did that gibberish. Let me go ahead and try to do something better or more, and that
yeah,
really starts everything, really, for me
yeah,
anyway. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's exactly, dude. Yeah, so like kind of like Michael said, was like a lot of the things that I've done to break out of when I have those situations like where it's like, man, I just don't know what the heck I'm going to create. I know I have these list of things that I should be creating. I have this project that's coming out, and it's I have a deadline that I'm facing, and all that stuff can add a lot on top of what you're already experiencing as far as having that mental block of creation. Then you're like it just kind of compiles. So it kind of like you said, really what I've done is I pick a couple different activities and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna put up a piece of paper, If I don't like whatever I doodle, then I crumble it up, throw it in the garbage. Don't be afraid to throw away the garbage pieces. You know, every piece you draw doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Every piece you do does not have to exist to please somebody other than yourself. So I think like getting yourself in that headspace and just doodling on the page and just picking up. I mean, I've had instances, and here I can show you guys. I got my sketchbook here. Let me share my camera or my screen. Hold on, actually switch cameras is what I'm gonna do. Switch cameras.
I use frame my doodles. Don't. I'm joking. I don't.
So like, these are old. These are really old. But like, these are some of this. There's stuff in here that I've done where I could tell like this is something I did. You know, this is really bad. This is not my artwork. This is bad. This is from like 2000 and I don't know when, 12, 13, 14, 15 or something. Who knows? So like some just really bad doodles. But like there's pages in here where like clearly I was just like messing around, you know, doing some poses. You know, I'm like, hey, this looks cool. This is something. Oh, we lost him. We lost him.
I told him to get Starlink. I told him.
Yeah, I get Starlink, right? So like, yeah, so just kind of messing around and like, hey, you know, I've drawn this character once. How can I draw him? And then, hey, how can I draw him in a different way? Oh, hey, okay, that's cool. You know, I didn't finish it because this is back when I had a hard time finishing things. But like, just kind of messing around and doing stuff. Like every piece doesn't have to be immaculate. This was a Dave Finch study, which I clearly very failed at. But there was one where I was like, I picked up a crayon for the first time, and I'm like, I have never used a crayon before, and it was in here. I don't know where it was. Maybe it's in this other sketchbook here. But like, just picked up a crayon and just started kind of coloring and doodling. Like this is you can't see it. Hold on. This one here, a really bad marker sketch. But I'm like, I have an idea. Let me put it on a piece of paper. We have some other thing. We've got just a skull head. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like this. Some of these are studies, right? You can go through, see like, oh, he studied. But a lot of these are me just screwing around, dude. Like, now my sketchbook's not going to look like everybody else's sketchbook. Yes, there's a lot of empty pages. But, you know what I mean? Just get like, oh, I drew a cartoon character. I'm like, you know what? I haven't drawn Bugs Bunny in forever. Let me mess around and find out, right? So doing stuff like that, I think, keeps your brain active and kind of gets you out of that. Oh, I hit the wrong camera, sorry. You out of that rut. And then I've heard some other, and feel free to add to this, guys. I've watched a couple of videos from oh my god, I'm gonna draw a blank on his name. He's like the most popular art YouTube channel on the friggin' internet. What's his name?
Dr. Rocka, Jazza.
Jazza.
Nope. No, not Jazza. Oh, Jazz is a good one. Jazz is a good one. If you're looking for something fun to do outside of your norm, and you're like, you know, before the whole AI conspiracy thing and all that stuff that's going on there over on the channel, man, I have no idea what's up over there anymore. I haven't been paying very close attention, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff that he did before. It was a lot of fun. Like, you know, he would change to doing sculpting one week, or he would change to doing cartoons. He would have somebody come on and talk about how to draw comic characters. So that's fun to draw from. Proco is the one I'm looking for.
Oh yeah.
One of the masters came on and was kind of talking about this exact subject, and they were talking about, like, you know, the guy was like, you know what you need to do? You need to just let your hand flow. Don't worry about doing anything. The shapes will evolve from whatever you're drawing and creating, and then you can kind of mess with it from there. There's a really good video. If I find it, I'll link it in the description. And it was actually very informative. And there was a time in my life where I really needed that, because like I was struggling to put down pencil to paper. just in general. So yeah, it was great. Just doing that, just taking up a marker and just drawing some lines. Let your hand do the motion, and then kind of see what comes out of that, right?
Right.
I think I've heard
Shading
about
some
that.
shapes, change the colors, add some things. We got look at Tom, a returning
Drawing or
guest. What's up, Tom? How you doing today, boss? Yeah, he says Progo is a great channel. Bamp says, "Sorry, dudes, it's 98 degrees over here. So my phone overheated."
Oh
Well, that's
wow.
not good. Yeah, that's crazy. Yucky heat.
Don't like that.
Somebody get the man a thermal cooler for his phone so he can stream. Yeah, so that really those types of things really helped me out once upon a time. And now when I'm kind of thinking about, hey, am I having a block right now? I've evolved myself just a little bit to switch subjects in my brain. So instead of, thankfully, I'm at the point now where I have so much work coming in that I can just switch to something different if I need to, unless there's a serious deadline, right? There's a serious deadline, and I'm like, I gotta push through this. But thankfully, I don't have that problem a ton. But yeah, so now what I'll do, and this has helped me tremendously, and this is such a kind of a cop out answer for this, but it works most of the time nowadays. So I think there's layers, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong or if you want to interject. The first layer is just mental. It's just I'm not confident in what I'm doing, and I don't know what to do, so I'm stuck where I'm at. And then I think there's another layer on top of that, and it's anything else you have going on in your life that's causing stress that you're thinking about other than what's on the page. And then and then there's the third layer, which you kind of have to break through those layers and start just kind of figuring out what's going to work for you. And what worked for me was just switching to a different subject. I have this piece that I've been working on, and I'm struggling with one of the characters on it because I've never created the character before. So it's like, it's new. And I want to make sure that it's good, and I know it's going to get published, so I'm adding that stress to myself. So I'm taking a small break from it until I can come back to it. So what I'm concentrating on the 15 other things that I have to do, and seeing what interests me, and follow that little bit of flow of excitement that I get, and then I will come back to it and I'll be like, you know what, I've regained some interest in this piece. Let's see if we can knock this out. So how about you guys?
That's a good question. Like I was thinking, like, especially when it comes to, like, if there's something I want to draw, and if I ask for somebody else's, like if they say, if I say, what would you like me to draw, and they give me something, it's I like assignments because it challenges me to think of how to solve that assignment.
Yeah.
But there's, I've said this before, but like the drawing of women for me is like one of those ones that is almost like, I don't know, going to the dentist or something. There's such a resistance to it that I have I don't know, I don't have the best approach to it when I go into it. So there's like already this blockade of like, I'm afraid of like how it's going to turn out. So
Yeah.
instead of just being kind of loose with it and thinking it's going to go well, I always have like this kind of feeling like, what is this going to look like? And I always want it to look like, I always have this idea in my head, like, well, it's been a while since you tried this, or try it again. And like here's an example. I don't know if I can share.
Yeah.
Just one part.
Should be able to share.
Let's see if I can bring up just this window.
Don't forget this exists. Don't forget. Always remember the
Yeah.
eraser. The eraser exists. Let's see what do we got.
So, I don't know if I can make this bigger. Well, here's like see if I can-
Oh, that's
And
sick.
there we go.
so this is how this started.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this piece.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
so this
cool.
is
I
how
like
it
that.
started. So it started like this. You guys see that one?
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And it looked all right, but it still had like this. There was something like I'm just not happy with. I didn't like the Scarlet Witch's pose. I didn't like how like I thought going into it that it would look a lot better, and it looked okay when I did it. But the more I
Yeah.
looked at it, I was like, that still bugs me. I don't like this. I don't like that. The faces just don't look right. And so that was another one where it was like, and my wife wanted this image. She wanted it for a shirt.
Can I
Nice.
ask you a question about this?
Yeah.
What's the timeline between this one and the other one? Like, how long between them
Oh.
did you take?
I would say probably at least 4 months.
Because, like, the significance of what one looks like to the other one is that
Yeah.
I like to me, if I did it this way too, that's the amount of thought I put into it. But what it looks like on your newer one is that you're more loose and wanting to do it. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. So then there's the new
Yeah.
one. So then there's like, and this is going back to like looking at different artists, looking at how they do faces, kind of trying like to break down like what like when I look at my faces, I typically think they're okay, but they just don't look sexy. They don't look like, and I would always compare myself to like Adam Hughes or somebody.
Yeah.
And his women are always just like they're curvy, but they're smooth, and their faces they just look real but sexy, but not like they're not pornographically like they don't go over the top like Frank Cho can do sometimes. They just
Right.
look
Yeah.
naturally sexy, and it's like there was always something like missing, and I was like I'm always like really studying down on that kind of stuff to try and figure out like what am I missing with that kind of stuff. So it's like that's the kind of stuff that I'm up against, and I need like when I started doing the comic, then it was more like just being in a zone and creating a character and kind of getting to know the character. Whereas these one shots are just sort of like they're I don't know. I guess I'm trying too hard with it. Maybe I just need to be looser with it. And like here's
Yeah.
one that's like an older Storm. It looks okay. Like when I did it, I was like, "That's cool." And then I came back later and I was like, "No, I hate it."
I do that a lot too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. I have resentment for every single piece that's on my print wall. It's
I
like
have these. Yeah,
go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say. So I have these pieces that this is one of those areas that I really want to do more on. Like I really want to find my niche on how to do women that I really don't want to copy people. I don't want to get into like doing exactly like Adam Hughes or something.
Yeah.
Or Arthur Adams. He has a very particular way he draws faces. They're all cool, but I don't want to. It doesn't feel like me when I'm doing it. So this is one of those areas where I definitely want to inspire myself to just go. Let's draw. Let's like I see you do. Like let's just draw a black cat. Let's draw. I don't
Yeah.
know, a hunchback or something. Just force myself to just keep drawing all these different women.
Yes. Let's see. Bam says, "Are you trying to do the faces with more of a naturalistic feeling?"
It's a good question. I'm not trying to. That's why I like really got into Ryan Otley because it's just like his women faces aren't necessarily the sexiest. So I
Yeah.
thought maybe if I do that, and they do have more of a cartoony kind of flair to them. So I thought maybe that's more aligned with what I do. But then when I do draw women, I find that I'm trying to draw like I try to squeeze them into that like more realistic facial arrangements that I guess for me seems like it's easier way to make them sexy, and it's just I don't know. It leaves me with this feeling of this is still not me.
Yeah, my thing with like drawing women at all, the thing that always makes me, for lack of a better term, angry about it is when I
Hmm.
get down below the ribs, right where the hips go to the butt,
Yep.
that spot,
Yep.
because I have my wife to critique me about women bodies all the time. And she says it's not curvy enough. And then when I look at it, I'm like, maybe it's not. But then I always draw really big butts or I did it too small. So
Yeah.
like now I've gotten to that point where maybe I'll just erase it and then just draw a circle for a little bit till I see something in it. And then that's what I
Okay.
use
Yeah.
my curves on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. I find it's very difficult too. I'm still even trying to find like the finessing of how I want the face to look for my women. I some pieces are stronger than others. I like some pieces more than others, and I'll actually, and this kind of comes back to a little bit of a drawback. Is like it's a little bit of an art block. Is I get it in my head that I want it to look a very specific way, and then I'm like drawing it over and over and over again, and erasing and drawing and erasing, and I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, I have this vision in my head. I know I can do this. I have the foundations down. For whatever reason, something is just not working right. And I think you got to get out of your head just a little bit about it sometimes. And I think that helps a little bit if you're just like, you know, oh, that looks fine for now. Let me come back to it, right? Let me put that on hiatus. Let me finish the rest of the character. Then I'll come back to it. Erase and redraw. Oh, let me look at somebody that I know has done this character the way I would like it to be drawn, and then
Yeah.
kind of pull little pieces from that, and that actually helps me reconstruct the face from scratch in a way that I'm like, okay, this actually makes more sense. I like the way this. So I think a lot of it is like sometimes you have an image in your head and you can't get it on paper and you're just struggling. So you have that block there that you're
Yep.
like, man, I know I don't think I can do this. So I'm like preventing myself from failure. And I think getting out of that in any way you possibly can, getting away from that, I think I'm going to fail mentality will help you push
Yep.
back through it, right?
Right.
One more.
So yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, let's see.
so now this one I really like. I
Oh,
really
that's
like how it
cool.
turns out, but it's super cartoony. But I
Yeah, but
like
it's
the way
super cool, man.
No, I
I
like
like
that.
the way
Yeah.
that one came together. So I don't know what the secret sauce is that I need to do, but
Yeah.
there's I don't know if I just need to kind of hang out with just do lean into the cartoony style and develop that into something like a segue, like a Joe Mad kind of thing, more cartoony, but leaning a little bit into realism or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for you, it's gonna be a very unique path because you do have a very distinct, unique style that's very different from most other artists, which is great. I think that's going to set you apart from a lot of other people. So it's going to be a little bit harder for you because there's not somebody that draws exactly like you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in all our instances, there's not
Yeah.
somebody that draws exactly like we draw, but
Right.
like me, where I try to get myself more towards like David Finch and those guys, David Finch, Jim Lee, and I'm trying to steer myself in that direction constantly, so that I have that little bit of that style while I'm still trying to develop some style elsewhere. You don't necessarily have that true north for you.
Yeah.
If that makes
Sure.
sense.
I,
Yep.
I like it because when I saw the cover for you for that contest that you did and that
Mhm.
Mary that you just showed me, I'm like, man, what goes through your head when you're like in the middle of it, you know, when
Yeah.
your pen's already on the paper and you know what you're drawing, like you don't I don't know. I haven't seen you draw. And then I was gonna say that about you too, James, but I have a favorite piece so far I want to tell you about yours. But
Okay.
like when you go through the difference between you're doing that cover for the contest and then you got your Mary there, is your mental state of while you're doing it the same, you know? Not picking it and wondering what you're drawing, but like in the middle of it, you know?
Yeah.
They both, I think both of those, and I don't want to make this very nebulous, but both of those are they just feel like I was in an inspired moment. Like both of these, like the cover, I had it in my head and I just started going with it, and it they kind of flowed at that moment. Whereas I don't know, maybe it's like for the witch piece, I'm just not seeing a good pose that really I'm happy with in my head, and so it's not something it's like I can't match it to anything because it's just no real image in my mind of what I'm trying
Right.
to hit. Like
Yeah.
where the Mary and the other one are just like, yeah, this is kind of what I want to go with, and it feels like I'm, it's almost like when people talk about like sculptors where they the shape was there, I'm just revealing it, I'm just pulling it out of the
Right.
out of
I
the
mean, I'll
out of
be
the
honest with
marble or
you.
something.
If I walked by your table at a convention and I saw that one with Magic and Scarlet Witch and Witchblade and Raven all there and
Yeah,
Magic's, I would have bought that immediately.
Hmm.
Just
I
because
like
of
it.
it would catch me. I'm like, man, I love drawing Magic, but I didn't think you could draw it like this. And that's the way I look at art. And like for James, when I first was looking at your art, I think when I actually got to look at all of it was at Saratoga, and your Savage Land Rogue got me.
Oh yeah.
And I was
Oh yeah,
like, man, all I wanted to do was like when I picked it up, I was like, man, I wish I could have watched you draw it, you know,
Yeah.
because my style is completely different from your style. But I also like the way that you cut your lines for your your jawline on girls, or you must have like a different thought when you're doing it there as you're doing it for a guy's jawline, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just thinking about what you're thinking about, that gets me, and that's why I have a lot more of Art Buddies pieces than I have my own. You know.
Yeah, I think if I recall, so for Rogue, I was doing a study at the time. I could not tell you who it was. Um, I was doing a study at the time for somebody I liked. Maybe it was like a Tyler Kirkham. No, I don't think it was Tyler Kirkham. I don't remember who it was. But I was doing a study and I really liked the way that he did a lot of the background elements. And my wife's like, you don't have a rogue piece, you don't have a gambit piece. Those are her favorite characters. And I'm like,
Right.
okay. So I found some references similar to that, and I'm like, I really like the Savage Land Rogue outfit because it's hot, you know what I mean, and I don't have enough hot pieces on my wall. People would be like, well, it's hot, I need to buy that. This is a whole other thing that we could talk about too. Is just uh, like having hot women on your wall and who buys them is funny.
yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, so I started to just kind of break down the piece. I do have a time lapse somewhere. I could probably send it to you. But yeah, just kind of breaking the piece down and like figuring it out, like making sure that her weight was in a specific way. I think the only thing that I personally didn't like about that piece is my line weights need a lot of work. And not to knock my pieces in any way or form, but it kind of comes back to like that artist mentality of like, I don't think anything that I've ever done is great. I haven't hit that big, like the big white whale for myself. It's like this is my magnum opus. So you know what I mean. Everything I've done up till now is trash in my mind, but it gets finished, it gets put on the wall, and we live to die another day, and sell another day of prints. So no, that one was fun, and that is probably my bestseller.
Yeah. I
Probably
mean,
one
Yeah.
of my top bestsellers. Like Rogue, and then like have you seen the Xenomorph I've done? That's my
I
newest hottest seller.
I think I saw that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The Xenomorph, I was inspired because, well, I wanted to do a piece for the Xenomorph because there was people coming to a show, and I'm like, I've never done a Xenomorph before. I was actually working on Predator at the time, so I'm like, ooh, a
Hmm.
Predator and an alien piece would be amazing to do. So I was just like extremely inspired, but I was stuck on the Predator piece, right? I was completely stuck on the Predator piece. It's still sitting in a file somewhere on my tablet where I'm like, I don't know, I don't know how to color this. I don't know what the scheme is. I don't, and I'm not really like, I don't feel like that's one of those pieces like that's worthy sending off to get colored by somebody because it's not like big enough in a way. So like the smaller ones where it's just like a section of a character like or a bust of a character, I usually color myself. So I broke down the xenomorph and I'm like, yeah, dude. So I started sketching out the xenomorph and I'm like, oh, I like this. Oh, and then I'm like, oh, I liked it. You could sort of see the skull in the front, and like I tried to figure that out, and like I shaded that in, and so you could kind of see a little bit. And then I'm like, I really love all these cool like I don't know what you call them, but they're like the hoses or whatever they're going from its mouth to its like body and stuff, and the way that it's all like organic-y looking.
The
so I'm like,
Geiger stuff, yeah.
yeah, so I layered them on. I was and then render. Like I actually had a lot of fun with that one because it was so unique to render and like having to do all these little like piping and all this crazy stuff and then having the goo and then I'm like so that one I colored myself too and I'm like I've never seen a xenomorph in like this purpley style lighting and I think that would go really well with it. I don't want to do blue because everybody does blue, so I'm like, how can I do like purples and blues? So like then I made purples the main light and like it just comes right off the print almost. It looks so cool and I'm just so happy with that's like one of the ones I am pretty happy with the way it turned out. Again, line work, maybe need a little bit of work in some areas. But that one was a lot of fun. So like having fun, will obviously help you a lot. But that's what it comes back to, like where I was saying where I was having artist block on a piece. I switched it up and then I scooched over to a different piece and I found myself a whole lot more fun. He says, "Don't lie, James. That jawline is mine."
From the xenomorph?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're ridiculous. Taking credit for my work over here. What's you talking about? Oh, and then he asked, there was a drawing contest. Yeah, dude. You gotta catch up, bro. You gotta catch up, man. You should watch the shows more.
Dinty Moore beef stew, and he lost out.
What?
I said it was a contest for a can of Dinty Moore beef stew, and he lost
nice.
out.
That's funny. Oh my goodness. So, anyways, you guys have anything else you want to add to that? So I guess specifically, or
well,
if not,
I would say too, like if you're looking for inspiration, and I think we all have it, is like you can see like I have all of this, okay, all these Transformers. I got like my own X-Men
there you go.
magic that I did, I have so much inspiration when it comes to action figures that literally if I have a problem with I want to make her hand go way out here, but I want her foot all the way back here and I can't think about the perspective of anything. You got tools, you can use them, and that's one thing that'll kind of like get you out of it. But the biggest thing, and you guys mentioned it a little bit here and there, I don't know why some people are like, man, it's really stressful about deadlines. If I don't have a deadline, I procrastinate like a son of a bitch, like really bad. And I don't like that. So when I have a deadline, it pushes me. And then if I get stuck, I got buddies, I got you, I got my Matt Flint,
Yeah.
I ask if I have a problem, don't hesitate to ask somebody because the last thing they're going to do is make fun of you, especially if they're your friend. But then those are the best ones that be like, your shoulder is too far out away from her head, or, the ones that can give you the criticism that you need. That also helps you break out of your writer's block, artist block. And
Yeah.
that's my opinion, You got people, you got tools.
Yeah, sometimes it's not necessarily that you're being blocked for the whole piece, but a piece of it is blocking you from finishing it because you're like, something's wrong with this piece. It sucks.
Yep.
Throw it
It's
out in the
like
garbage.
discouraging, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes, and that's what makes you put your pencil down. But like, there's been a couple times where I've gotten into a drawing when I was like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. But then you started at noon, and all of a sudden it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, yeah, this piece is awesome. But
Yeah.
that's because you're breaking your own walls down over and over, you know.
Right. Yeah, Tom Anamakan says, I like sampling a limited color palette from a movie poster. I find it makes coloring a more interesting exercise.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
Cool
good
idea.
point. Yeah, it's a good point. I when it comes to color, I am not a professional. I will sample the crap out of anything I can. I'll be like, I like the way the colors worked here. I like the colors worked here. I'll pull them into Clip Studio and I will, color sample. Be like, bloop, bloop.
Right.
I like that color. Bloop, bloop. That works.
Yeah.
So no, that's a great idea. Bam says, fresh eyes are the best. Yes, they
Right.
are. Yeah, it's good to get critiques.
To add to what you were saying about the sampling from other colors and stuff, as much as I always say I want to be completely different, I have learned a valuable lesson about people at conventions and buying artwork. If you change it too much, they won't buy it. So if your Xenomorph, great idea with purples and blues, because that just brings the people that have had so much of that artwork that they're ready for something new. But then like you like magic, okay? Like the way Brian draws magic. If you changed her whole outfit to like purple and red and something that's never been done, because they just Marvel never wanted to do something like that. Your own variant, I guess, if you want to say that.
Yep.
People that are hardcore Magic fans might buy it, but the ones that just read a comic book with her in it, or just watch New Mutants or whatever,
Yeah.
they're like, meh, and that sucks, because I love variants. I love making mashups, just like Brian was saying before. It's fun, and I like doing this because it's fun. I'm not in it for just any kind of money per se.
Yeah.
I'm getting old now, and I want to do all the fun things that I always wanted to do, and I think now is the time for me to be able to do it. But again, you're always going to have a little bit of a block here and there, but make it fun,
Yeah. Yeah. Make it enjoyable. All right. If you guys are ready, we can head into the trivia and then we can continue our conversation afterwards. You guys ready?
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Again, I will say thank you to my good friend Brian here for coming up with these questions. So, for fans of He-Man, in 1982, with the original release of Mattel's Master of the Universe figures, a series of mini comics were included with the figures, with stories written by Donald Glut and illustrated by what artist? A. Neil Adams. C. Alfred L. Kalla. B. Arthur Adams. Or D. George Perez. Please put A, B, C, or D in the chat, and it will tally your answers.
Boy, I really don't know. It says type A to submit your answer, but I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. That's random. I'm not sure why it's saying type A to submit your answer.
Don't
I
tell
don't
me
know.
what to type.
I'm really caught.
Tom is saying D. Okay. Bamf, what do you got, dude? No Google. No Google. Okay.
He can't. He doesn't have any internet.
No cheating
yeah.
with Google. The answer is C. Alfred Alcala.
That's cool.
All right. The next question. DC published a series of Masters of the Universe comics in which this DC hero is teleported to Eternia, fighting alongside He-Man. Is the answer A, Batman, B, Superman, C, George, or D, Plastic Man?
I want to say it's Superman, but I don't know. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Could be George.
It could be George. I'm going George.
It's horrible.
It's always George. That George guy. He's in everything. Yeah, he's in everything. Let's see, we got D, we got a Alpha Red. What's up,
Alpha
dude?
Red.
Thanks for popping in.
Right, James?
Got B. All right. Guys ready? Drum roll, please. Superman. All right. Last question. He-Man's alter ego is A. Prince Charming, B. Prince Valiant, C. Prince Namor, or D. Prince Adam.
All of the above.
Alpha
I
Red
know
says,
what it
"What's
is. I'm
up,
not gonna give it
guys?
away.
What is going on? What's going on, James? How you doing tonight, boss?" He says, "Bam." All right, ready? We're gonna go drum snare. The answer is D. Prince Adam.
Yay!
Yes, sir.
I have no knowledge of He-Man, unfortunately. I should read something. I would have never gotten any of those answers, so thank you, Brian, for making it interesting even for me.
So you guys said you didn't watch the movie?
I've not seen the
Haven't
movie
seen
yet.
it,
No.
no.
Okay.
No. Have you?
I went by myself. No spoilers, but
Okay.
if you are a fan of the old cartoon, I think you would definitely love the movie.
Yeah? Okay.
You know? Just the aesthetics of how the characters are, as not what they sound like, but what they are.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some things. I've heard it both ways. I've heard it was awful, and then it was afraid to be what it was. And I've heard that it was good. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to say, based on my existence of watching movies and the things that I like that other people do not like, I'll probably go see it at some point.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of the cartoon, the first cartoon, the original
Yeah.
cartoon. It was okay. I got the figures, and I was really into the figures in the comics.
Nice.
But then when I saw the cartoon, I was like, "What is this? This is not what's in my head. This is not what I play." And but yeah, I mean, I from the people that I've seen that are really into the whole Masters of the Universe thing, they've been raving about it. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm in that area of I like the IP, so I might enjoy that aspect of it. I really like figures. Like I like Trapjaw.
Yeah.
I like Many Faces. I like the conceptual idea of these figures.
Yeah.
So I
Did
might.
you like the 2000s cartoon at all? The 20, or what do they call it? The 2000, or yeah, 2000.
I did not see it.
I don't remember.
I'll tell you, in my opinion, just to throw it out there, my favorite rendition of He-Man is the Kevin Smith Netflix series He-Man stuff.
Okay.
The animation's awesome.
Yeah.
The actors were all good, and the action was phenomenal.
Okay.
So, but that's just me. But I
Check
used to
that
be a
out.
fan of the 2000X ones too, over
Yeah.
the old bowl cut He-Man. You know.
Here's a question for you. Did you like She-Ra?
I
did
liked
not watch She-Ra.
the Netflix one.
You did like the Netflix one?
I did. It's just because the
Yeah.
animation was just significantly better.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't watch that one either, but there was a lot of to do about it on the internet.
There's a
I
lot of
recall.
pushing things in it, but if you can get past it, the story it's good, in my opinion. It reminded me a lot of Voltron, though, but it was good.
Yeah.
That's probably the way I should go. Like there was things about this is probably an unpopular opinion, but there was things about Filmation that used to bug me. Like I can appreciate it now, much later, but there was things during the time that really bugged me. Like they would seem like they would always create these goofy characters that they would throw in that were, I guess, comic relief. Like Orko was one of those that I was like, who the heck is Orko? And then
Yeah,
like
what is that?
and She-Ra had like these, I don't know if they were like gnome characters or something, but they were like these characters thrown in that were just basically so silly, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that this is the first time that He-Man's getting a movie, but think of how many Smurf movies we've gotten.
This isn't the first time He-Man got a movie. Did
Oh,
you ever watch
oh,
the
yeah.
Dolph Lundgren one?
Yeah, I
Hey,
forgot. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I just watched that last week.
Did you really?
And I'm going to say that I know it gets a lot of heat, and it's kind of like for me now. It's like the Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick. Like like if I watch that as Godzilla, that's
Yeah.
not Godzilla, and I hate it. But if I watch it as just a kaiju movie, then it's fun.
Right.
And like I just watched that Masters Universe, and I was just thinking, if I don't think of this as really trying to be Masters of the Universe and just being like a kind of a goofy uh, action movie, and they
Sure.
really they kind of take it seriously. They're like it's like they're really putting a lot of effort into making they're not tongue in cheek. They're actually trying to make a sincere movie,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it wasn't bad. I mean, when I was taking it from that way, it was like it's an '80s action flick.
Right. This is how I view that whole thing too. With Dolph Lundgren, he was like the starting of a nail. He did it with Masters of the Universe, and he also did it with The Punisher. So,
Mm-hmm.
but he paved the way, or a pilot drilled the way, we'll say,
Yeah,
in order for us to get these newer, better movies.
yeah.
So, in my opinion.
And there's
Yeah.
things like he does some stuff in there where you can really see like I don't know if it was his decision or the director's decision, but where there's a big Conan influence. Like once he actually pulls the power sword out towards the end, he is doing some straight up Arnold Schwarzenegger, flipping of the sword and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, that's not He-Man. I get what you're trying to do here, but you're out of character. But yeah, you could definitely see the influence of what was kind of big at the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll see that in everything, even nowadays. I mean, Marvel's trying to rip off DC, DC's trying to rip off Marvel, and Marvel's trying to rip off the random series that CW did, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's whatever's popular at the time, and then you give them that leeway, right? The actor or the director, and they'll take that mile, right?
Right. And
Pam says, "We love you, Dolph."
Right. And then you got the one IP that just likes screwing with people. Invincible. When they put characters that are blatantly other characters, like the Spider-Man scene. And,
Oh yeah,
just stuff like that. But they're doing it on purpose because they know that there's
Batman was in there
that
too.
whine about it for a second, and then they realized it was a spoof.
Yeah.
And it just draws you in.
I think that they actually wanted to do a Spider-Man crossover at the time. I think that wasn't they were trying to mess around. I think they were like, how can we get Spider-Man in this? And supposedly I haven't actually read the comic series, at least that far. I've read the first volume so far, but I don't know. There was rumors it was originally drawn as Spider-Man, and then like they tried to do it on the cartoon, and they couldn't get the rights to do it. It was probably way out of their price range. Like, we're already spending $2 million on voice actors. I don't think we can spend another $500,000 on getting Spider-Man on one episode.
Right.
you know, Sony and Disney are with that stuff. But yeah, and then there was also the hinting of Batman too in that. It was like he was like asking him questions, and you're like, you do what? And clearly a guy with a cape that looks like Batman.
But I mean, with that ties in a little bit of like what we're doing too. Sometimes throwing a mashup in there breaks that wall down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So yeah, Brian, was there anything else you wanted to talk about in the frame of artist block and other things?
Oh, good question. There's the idea of like going back to really early stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe taking a shot at reimagining it. I've seen other artists do this. I even like the idea of like my kids are much older now, but I like the idea of when people have young kids and they just have the kid draw whatever.
Yeah.
And then they take it and they draw it in a more realistic approach using their style. And I like the idea of like the creativity because the kids are just the kids will just do whatever. They don't
Yeah.
have that. They don't have the structure they're trying to fit.
Yeah, I've seen those videos. I really like a lot of those, and some of them are really good. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then like the guy like created all of his characters into superheroes for him, and yeah, it was phenomenal. It was a really cool difference, and I think a lot of people hate on that because it's like, oh well, you're trying to show off, but it's his kid, or his or her kid, right? Like you're trying to help bring your kid's imagination to life by being a better artist, right? I mean, we all start as artists. It's whether or not we continue to be artists in our life. I think that's a quote from someone. Don't remember who, but yeah, I think that's true. Because I mean, think about it. When you're young, right? You almost have unlimited imagination. It's insane. As you get older, you get jaded. That kind of gets broken down a little bit.
Right.
And things have to be more serious, and school kind of is like, you can't talk about the things you imagined and the things that you watched and how you would take it in a different direction because we have to learn a plus b and equals c and d, whatever.
Right. When it comes to the kids thing, I just want to say this because I thought it was funny. My son Tyler, he is making a game for the MetaQuest, and it's called Pyramid People.
Okay.
And it's like a VR game. So he comes to me one day. He goes, "Hey, Daddy, can you draw my cover art for my game?" And I was like, "Oh, you want me to do it?" I was like, "Yes." I had to take myself out of how I normally draw things because now my son is my boss.
Yeah.
And when I drew it, I'm sending him updates. Granted, to my 11-year-old, sending him updates. Okay. He's like, "I like it, but can you change this and this?" And to have him tell me what an adult would tell me when it comes to any kind of like a commission piece or whatever,
Yeah.
not a free will piece,
Yeah. Just giving you direction. Yeah.
I finished it. He loved it. I put the 11 by 17 in his hand, thinking that, he was done with it. Boy, he circled stuff right on it.
Oh, man.
Can you change this? Can you change this? And I said, okay, but it'll cost you to do edits now. but in the long run, he loved it. The imagination that kids have to push onto their parents when they're doing it is great. And Brian, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
This is a good thing, especially those videos when you see them online when they turn their characters into other stuff. Kids are the best imagination that you can tap from.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, James says Riley Brown does a comic where his 4-year-old son writes the stories. It's called Thunder Guardian. Super fun. He was a Marvel and DC artist who is now drawing He-Man. That's cool.
No kidding. Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, I've seen. There's another artist. He does mostly digital, but he does limited drops and something. It's like. It's a really good business practice nowadays, especially with the way things are in the art world and stuff. But he does limited drops of his stuff. It's very treats it very premium and blah blah blah. But see, he does obviously he also has videos where he does, and he started doing these kind of little bit of offshoot videos where he has his kids come up and be like, "Hey, can you draw Huntrix fighting the Saja boys with ramen flying around in the background?" And so he drew this immaculate crazy scene, and they're all fighting, and then there's ramen just flinging around in the background. It's like a food fight basically, and it was an awesome immaculate piece. And so he started doing a couple of those, and those are phenomenal. I don't know what the artist's name is off the top of my head, but phenomenal work. I wish I could tell a story that way in a piece like that, and that's something that I've begun to strive to do, and it kind of almost a little bit comes a little bit back full circle to what we were talking about. Is sometimes and like Brian, like you were talking about earlier, when you're struggling to figure out how you want that piece to fit together, right? Sometimes I think you almost have to imagine a world where they all exist together, and what is happening in that piece. And I think if you think of that way, I don't know if you're ever thinking about revisiting the piece to redo it or whatever, if you're just gonna kind of do another one in the future. But yeah, I think if you think about that in a way, you come up with like this little bit of a story for this scene. It'll help you generate what's happening, how the people are posing, and I think you'll find that it'll come out more fluidly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is definitely one that I'm not done with it because it's still it's getting closer, but it's still not there. And I don't think I'm
yeah,
gonna give up on it until I see the scene that I think it can be. I think it's a cool idea, and I think it
yeah,
can
yeah,
be done a certain way that I'm really,
yeah,
really gonna be jazzed about it, but it's not there yet.
yeah.
I
Go ahead, Ryan.
sorry.
Sorry. No, go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say, like, you captured their main things with their poses, which is awesome to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
magic with her devil horns up, and the way that Witchblade just sitting there. Because to me, when I was growing up, that's what they were. I mean,
Yeah.
and you're capturing them as a big thing that you're focusing on. And I know that you said that it's almost there. To me, it's already there because I already want it.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Good.
I'll admit, dude, that Witchblade is perfect. I wouldn't even touch her.
Witchblade's
She's
awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
like
Witchblade on that piece, perfect.
I like magic too, like really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Overall, the piece is really good. I think it's a lot of you having to tweak what you want to tweak.
Hmm.
Um, but I think you're close, dude. I think you're close. But yeah, I think, and again, I kind of reiterate what I said. I think a lot of what we do, we kind of forget when we're doing pinups, is we're storytellers, right? We're comic creators. We're storytellers. We got to tell a story in that piece, and a lot of my bestsellers are either, yeah, it's just because of character they like, or it's because they're telling a story, at least in the background a little bit. Like, oh, like Savage Land Rogue. She's obviously Savage Land Rogue. She's out in the moonlight. She's clearly like taking a walk, and the bushes are waving around in the background. You could kind of envision that in your head, right? So like I think coming back to that is sometimes excuse me, sometimes that mental block comes from just not being able to see the full picture yet.
Yeah.
Right,
So sometimes you just got to kind of figure out what it is you want to accomplish and rewrite the story of the piece that you're drawing.
right. Well, another thing too is that like when you draw one character for so long and you do different things with it, and then you stop, and then you come back to it again, like you did in that piece. One person that surprises me all the time, even though he's one of the greatest artists that ever graced DC. When I saw Jim Lee's Trinity for Absolute, and his one for Wonder Woman with the sword pointing down at the viewer, and
Yeah,
she's like, dude, if I would have drawn that, I would have been like, I'm only selling this piece for the rest of my life, because the way that it looks and the way that it catches anybody's eye, even in sketch form, that's because he drew that character over and over and over, and then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna let somebody else handle it for a while, and then Absolute came out, and then he was like sparked his interest again. And I think that's what it is. If you take a break and see other people doing it, you can come back and master it yourself. Right here, look at that Wonder Woman right there. Crazy good.
yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
did a good job on this one.
Hmm.
I admittedly have been a little unimpressed with some of the stuff he's come out with lately, but this is great. This has been kind of pinnacle of what he's been doing last couple of
Right.
years.
Like, I wish that I had the patience to be able to sit and shade like this. Okay, like for some reason, I do it
Dude,
completely different,
have you
my
seen
own
his
way.
live streams?
Yeah, I have. Dude, one
I
of
mean,
my favorite ones is when he did watercolor first and then drew Superman over it.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was cool.
he's fast, dude. He's fast. Like he'd
Yeah.
probably knock this out in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Something
That's
that would take me like
so
a week.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
I just wish that I had that. But I mean, that's why we do it. I practice doing stuff over and over. I take inspiration from everybody I've watched, but even though I still don't want to like be what they are, I want to be my
yeah,
own thing. I still utilize the things that they do as a tool. you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But like
Yeah,
I
dude.
said, that pose for that Wonder Woman, now I'm like, man, I would like to do an homage to some other character that can do this. It goes through your head
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think ooh, I didn't mean to do that. I think a lot of it is when you're doing studies like that, how are you making it fun for yourself and different in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. So, yep, these covers are dropping. I think they drop this week.
I want just the sketch ones. I mean, full color's cool, but them sketch
Yeah.
ones. The first time I saw the Wonder Woman sketch, it was all done. It looked like a maroon colored pencil is what the colors were when I
Yeah.
saw it. I would love to
Oh
have
yeah.
that.
Probably could show the colors on this too. If I can find them real quick. Let me find them.
But again, Brian, when you're done with that piece, let me know.
The
I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. I
Witch's
really want
piece?
it. Which one?
The witch's piece?
Yeah,
Okay.
really want one.
Trinity cover colored. Oh my gosh, my computer's being slow. Hold on. Go ahead, keep talking while I'm looking for this.
I don't know why I brought this out, but I thought it would spark something. But I found my old folder from, God, I must have been like 13, and I have all these. I don't know how to show it, but would this appear on the camera?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna blow you up.
Like, I have all these figures of these superheroes that I just made up, like that guy, like Water Rider. I have this guy,
Dude,
Mectron or something.
There you go.
dude,
I just
I
thought,
would
like,
totally
I
go
have
back to all that old artwork, make a new version of it, and then put them together. People will buy them like crazy. I'm telling you.
this. This is all like superhero, like new superheroes that I just created, like when I was like 13. Like it's an
Well, you got
That's
a
entire
awesome.
plethora
universe.
of
Yeah,
ideas there now.
I've
Yeah,
got a couple of those myself. Yeah, I have a whole universe of characters that I'm like, oh, I missed some chats. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't see the chats come in. James says, "Bite your tongue." Jim Lee is amazing. Yeah, he's super amazing. I was not knocking his work. I love Jim Lee. I use him as a reference. I've grown as an artist with Jim. He is like the goat of goats of art, and with all that being said, there's a period of time where I wasn't a super huge fan of his work. I found interest in other artists' work more, and I think that's just primarily due to how busy Jim is and what he's able to
Yep.
accomplish with all the things that he takes on. I mean, he's the CEO of DC, bro. I mean, the guy, probably. I mean, he's developed diabetes for God's sake because he's, you know what I mean, like, because he works so much. So, he's a great artist, great artist. I'm not knocking his work at all, at all.
I can almost bet that when you decided that, when you were like, I'm done with Jim Lee for a little bit, you went from Jim Lee to David Finch. Because
Uh,
I did this. I was watching his live stream, and
yeah,
he was doing one of the main tools I've ever used now is I take a tissue and ink and around it, and
yeah,
then on the bottom corner of the video, I saw someone drawing a Wolverine. And then I clicked on it. And then I watched days of David Finch. Days.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, I've been with Dave Finch since the beginning. He doesn't
yeah.
know it, but I've been with Dave Finch since he started streaming.
Well, he knows it now.
Uh, that'd be great if he was watching my show. Dave, come on my show, please.
Right?
I don't know if I would be able to talk to him though. I'd be like, okay,
Will you sign my shirt?
yeah. Yes, can I give you my soul to teach me how to draw your way? That'd be great. Uh, yeah, dude, like he's yeah, Dave's great, but I mean, I found a whole plethora of all different other artists as well. I shared the wrong screen. I did. Ah, darn it. Hold
I don't
on.
know, man. Look at that. Colors for that Wonder Woman are still fantastic.
Hold on. Let me
Still
share
fantastic.
screen. Where is it? Let me just show this whole window. That's probably, well, that's gonna be too much. Well, here's one of them. Oh, this has all three of them on here. Hold on. And Jerry says to check out Segovia. I love Segovia's art. Yeah, he's great. Let me add to scene. Where is my? There is my mouse. We'll blow this up. So there's the colored Batman, colored Superman. I believe all colored by Alex Sinclair, and inked by I don't know who inked it.
So
I'm
good.
gonna say his usual inker, probably. What the hell's his name? I don't recognize the signature. Dang it. Nope, don't recognize the signature. Scott Williams? Is that it? That might be it. But yeah, these are cool.
Oh yeah.
I know somebody in our chat who's not a fan of Alex Sinclair's coloring though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, do we know the story behind these? Was it or something?
Yeah, these are all variant covers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all variant covers. Kind of like we talked about last week. There's like 100 and friggin' 50 something odd variant covers for Absolute Batman 20, and I'm sure there's going to be probably another 80 to 120 for the upcoming book in a couple weeks here, where we get to see the first appearance of Batgirl. So
I'm
that'll be
hoping
interesting.
it's good. I think they leaked her design online too.
They did, yeah. She goes by the Bat.
That's cool.
I gotta catch up so much is fighting
that.
Words. we're having a brawl in the chat. That's funny. He also says, at San Diego is where they're going to be available. Oh, okay, so they're San Diego exclusives. Wow, I wish I could get out there. That'd be great.
That'd be cool to go to once, at least once.
James says, I was kidding. Jim Lee art did get stale for a minute, but he's also great because Jim Lee has a great first name. Yes, I love the name James and Jim. It's great.
I heard you guys love jackets.
Bam says, I prefer the pencils. If there's,
I do too.
I want both.
I like the pencils as well. Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to critique Alex Sinclair's work. I like Alex Sinclair. He's a good guy. So I'm not going to critique these on the show where it's live for everybody to see. James says, yes, San Diego variant covers for the Absolute Germany. Yes. Yeah, those would be cool.
So James is going out to San Diego for us and picking us each up one.
What a nice guy.
What a super
You're
nice
an awesome
dude.
guy. Yeah, what a great guy. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, so we're going to probably get wrapping up here in a minute. Guys, do you have anything you want to promote, you want to talk about before we hop off?
I'm still just gearing up for Retro Game Con.
Cool.
I'm going to do a bunch of Street Fighter, I think, trading cards and a couple of big 11x17s, but if anybody is out there and could suggest good cons between now and October and let me know that I can go to, I would love it, because I am getting cabin fever sitting here.
Let me know. Let me know too, because I'm pretty dry up for the rest of the year. To be honest with you, it's. I got my denial letter for Fan Expo. I don't know if it was Philly or Columbus or whatever I applied for. I just got that denial letter, so I was a little sad about that. It's been an interesting year, and I think it's something worth talking about. Is maybe we can have an episode where we show off some shows that are in at least the East Coast area, for anybody in the East Coast area looking for shows for the next year. That might be interesting. That might be a good topic to talk about. But yeah, dude. Brian, what about you, man? Where can they find you? What do you got going on?
Well, I do want to talk about. I have an interview that's going to be streamed coming up on the 29th.
Awesome.
It's part of a thing that I've done that's called the Superhero Project. That is where you draw children that have either disabilities or illness or something, and they handle like getting questions from the child about like what who would they be as a superhero, and it's not like the typical, it's not like Superman or Batman or something. it's them conceptualizing themselves as a superhero, and they give it to an artist, and the artist renders them, and then they get a print of it. And
That's cool.
they're doing like a recognition of like all their artists, and this coming 29th on Facebook, I can put the link out there. I think I just put it on my Instagram. They're
Yeah, I
doing,
just saw it, yeah.
they're doing a thing for me that is talking
Yeah.
about some of the posters that I've done, so that's going to be fun.
Put that out
Heck
there,
yeah.
man. I'll share it too.
Yeah, heck yeah. Go give Brian a follow at Mantlebeard.
Yep.
For sure. That'll be sweet. That'll be great. Unfortunately, I will not be able to catch that, my friend. I will be at Nickel City Comic Con that weekend for Nickel City. I have Nickel City Comic Con coming up. That is at the end of this month. And I have a first time show I'm doing 5-Star Comic Con that is out in Dayton, Ohio. So if you're in the Dayton, Ohio area and you're seeing this, come give me a visit at 5-Star Comic Con. This will be my first time doing a show in Ohio. Actually, no, that's a lie. It'll be my second time doing a show in Ohio. So we'll see how it goes. But I will be flying solo. So it'll just be me. My wife will be here doing a sidewalk sale that she does every year. She does pretty well at, amazingly. So very excited about that. Got a lot coming down the line. Don't forget to get in on the pre-release of the Absolute Moppets. Mm-hmm. That's dropping July 1st. I have all the trades and versions in hand, so the pre-release is pretty much going to be going out July 1st. Everything will be mailed and shipped out July 1st. We have a show coming up that we're going to be promoting. We'll be selling the book on Whatnot, and we'll be doing remarks on the show, which I have been struggling to figure out how to do. Well, here's a little sample remark I did.
I saw that earlier. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think I have somewhat of a way I want to do it down. So that'll be fun. I'm going to be working on some character sketches to do that. But get in on that. That'll be on Bad Dog Comics. I have the link. Down below for the pre-release. Once you sign up, it'll send you all the information. So check that out. And Brian will also be having something of his own coming soon. So make sure you give him a follow for sure. Lots coming down the line, and we have some projects that we're working on. We're going to tease throughout the next couple weeks until we have the official names, dates, and all that, et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to that. Everything is kind of coming together as we speak in a very awesome and positive way. So again, very excited. Oh, James says, I'm going to Hershey Comic Con next month, but it's a hit or miss for folks. Okay, that's a good one to check out. Let's see. Bam says, I'll throw my mojo out there and see what I can do for you guys. Okay. I'm not sure what your mojo is going to do, but cool.
Take some mojo.
We'll take some mojo. Appreciate it, guy. And James says, Wellsboro Comic Con in August is also hit or miss, but it was good for me last year. Okay. I might be wanting to check out Wellsboro. I don't know that. Where's that one? I feel like I've heard that one.
I know the Wellsboro guy, he comes to me at like Syracuse and a couple of his Twin Tiers, and
was that guy? Okay. Yeah.
Tall guy, older guy.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He came to me last year and was telling me about the show. I have to check that out. I'll check that one out. I will say I'm excited for the next year. This next Twin Tiers. That was a lot. That show was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, especially for how small it is and whatever. But it kind of is great because it's a great area. People are excited about it. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's probably the only show in the entire year that I have, and this is something that I would love. I wish we had a way to give a critique to some of these showrunners. Like, these guys care about us. It's great. Like,
yeah, Twin Tiers is like the one that I look forward to every year.
Yeah. It's almost kind of, we got to keep it a good kept secret because, right. But it's a great show. It's a great show to go to. It's a lot of fun. You get to talk to people, and like people are excited to be there. The showrunner like puts out like crackers and coffee and water, and they have people coming around asking if we need anything the whole entire day. Is the only show that I feel like cared about, which is really, really, like, in my state of mind, I could lose money at that show and still be excited to go. Like, that is what these shows need to do.
Brian, when your book is done, they would have you there guaranteed. if you want to
Really?
bring your book there, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a
All
good one.
expenses paid.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. If you ask, it's possible. Yeah, you never know,
Really?
man.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
do
You never
good
know.
stuff for me every
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a good one. So yeah. With that being said, check out everything. Yeah, if you guys have any other words of any other shows you hear about, please let us know. We'd love to know. And we will catch you guys all next week.
Come back again.
Yeah. Peace out, guys. Next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Be here, be square.
See you guys.